Hey everyone, this is WobblyWallaby. Today I'm gonna do a damage test of the 2 collaboration cards on the China beta server for Ragnarok Mobile. These cards are expensive to get. It costs over 2000 BCC to get each card, so before you buy, here are some damage tests to ensure you don't make a mistake. I feel like those descriptions are very misleading. Thanks to Cremisi for the translations, but before that, he made a very important clarification. For damage to multiple targets, it means hitting multiple targets with one attack. And for damage to single targets, that means hitting one target with one attack. Next, here are the 2 cards. First is the Shadow Saitama card. This is a weapon card, and it says damage to single targets plus 8%. For every weapon refined plus 1, damage to single targets plus 1%, and its deposit is damage to single targets plus 1%. Next is the Shadow Genos card. It's also a weapon card. It does damage to multiple targets plus 8%. For every weapon refined plus 1, damage to multiple targets plus 1%. And for its deposit, it's damage to multiple targets plus 1%. When I originally read these cards, I thought Genos was meant for AoE classes and Saitama was for single target classes, but no, it actually depends on how many targets you're hitting. So how do these compare to meta cards? I'll compare with the Menorah's card and the Menorah's Star card. Both of these cards can easily be swapped out for these cards. Most people will not have 2 Drake Star cards, which is why I didn't test that scenario out. Now, some people did ask me to use Kalitzberg for its damage test, but the numbers are too inconsistent, especially with the Rose Petals proccing, crits, and more. So I used my Rune Master's Dragon Breath for consistent results. Kalitzberg's AoE will be the same, it's just messy to see the numbers. Here's my gear overview. I tried to get the Menorah's Insight effect to proc even without the damage to large cards. The head Telebaby definitely helps a lot since it does 25% damage to large monsters. First I'll use the Refine 15 weapon, and then I'll do Refine 12 after. Next, here are my stats. I have 23,000 attack and 14,000 magic attack. I have 55.3% penetration, 230.5% ignore defense. Next, for Avenger Handbook, I have 77% deposit, 3,934 attack, and 3,413 magic attack. For these tests, I always have to hit the dummy first, then the damage is consistent after that. First is the Menorah's card. For single target, it is 1.54 million. As we expect, for multiple targets, it is also 1.54 million. Next, I switch to Menorah's Star card. For single target, it is 1.61 million. As we expect, multiple targets is also 1.61 million. Next, I swap in the Saitama card. Single target is 1.73 million. For multiple targets, it falls to 1.4 million. If you're hitting multiple targets with the Saitama card, you should just swap back to the Menorah's card at the very least. When the card's effect is not active, it's basically doing nothing. Next, I swap in the Genos card. Single target is 1.4 million, so basically the card is doing nothing. For multiple targets, it goes to 1.73 million. So definitely be aware of how many targets you'll be hitting, otherwise you'll be very sad that you spent money on this card. So we know these cards are great for Refine 15, but what about Refine 12? First, we'll try with the Menorah's card. Single target is at 1.25 million. Multiple target is at 1.25 million too. Next, I swap in the Menorah's Star card. Single target is 1.3 million. Multi-target is also 1.3 million. Next is the Saitama card. Single target is at 1.36 million. Multiple target is at 1.13 million. Finally is Genos. single target is 1.13 million. Next, multiple target is at 1.36 million. Again, even at Refined 12, it is still good, and you can definitely save for finer weapons there, so it's very realistic. Personally, I'll get the Genos card because I already have the White Blade Arcane Ruin, which gives 29% extra damage at level 88 when there's just one enemy within 5 meters. I don't get any good bonuses right now for multi-target, so I think Genos is better for White Star Airship and Constellation Tower, which are currently the hardest 2 instances. In those 2 instances, grouping up things to kill them very quickly is definitely the meta thing to do, so having AoE do a lot more damage definitely helps a lot. So are you going to roll for these collaboration cards? Let me know in the comments section. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Here's a video that I'd recommend, and if you want more sneak peeks, check out this playlist over here.